Hi, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on where in the world you are in. Thank you for attending today. Guys, we have a special guest speaker today, Miss Tracey Baum, who we have a common upline, Buzz Kroner. And yeah, yay, Buzz. So when we were chatting, Buzz and I were chatting, and then he said, Rob, I really think you should connect with this gal. It's just this gal. And I think she's really amazing. I think you guys would get along. And we've been friends now for, I think, over a year. And he was
Yes.
right. I love, love, love Tracy. Now, credentials. Tracy's been with the business now for 7 years. And okay, this is crazy, but of those 7 years, 5 of those years, you were a Blue Diamond. Chief NTC Ambassador, and you have been on 12 success trips. Now, why did I invite Tracy? Because I see the success that she is having. And one thing that we do as a New Skin family is when someone is doing well, we share it with everyone. It may or may not apply to you, right? It may or may not, but we're here to share the things that we are doing that's giving us success. And I hope, that you guys take something good from this sharing, which will grow your business. All right. And with that, Tracy, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Robert. I have to agree. I'm so glad Buzz told you to reach out because this has been such a journey, and I love doing this with people that lift you up and make you feel better. And we have zero financial ties together, but this is how our business grows, is if we're, willing to serve and help others. And so I'm really excited to talk about what's been working for me and what Robert wants me to talk about. And so let me tell my story really quick, though, because I think it's important for those to know that don't know who I am. I'm Tracey Baum. I'm from Draper, Utah. Like Robert said, I've been with New Skin now for 7 years. And I was looking for something to bring fulfillment into my life. I was in a prior 20-year verbally abusive marriage, and I loved my kids, but I did not love life, and I definitely did not love myself. And to be honest, I've only shared a couple of times on stage. I really didn't care if I was going to wake up the next day. And I was praying for something to come into my life. And I saw a post about sunless tanner. I didn't even know the girl. And I started using it, fell in love with it. And when I went to go get more, she offered me the business. And I was like a hard no because I had done three other things, was not successful. And she told me she just got back from an all expense paid trip to South Africa. And that caught my attention. And so for me, I always wanted to travel the world. And so that was what caught my attention. And I jumped in, I followed the system, I started changing and doing like personal development that I really had no clue what personal development was. And I started loving myself and loving life. And 8 months into the business, my soon to be ex-husband committed suicide and left me in a pretty tough spot. Almost $300,000 worth of debt. My car was repoed. My house was in foreclosure, and I have three children. One with Down syndrome, who was nonverbal at the time, and I quickly realized that I had this amazing opportunity to get on my feet and get it done. And it allowed me to be with my daughter in a time she was only 11 when her dad passed away. And I was able to be with her anytime she needed me to come pick her up from school. And so I am so grateful that this business fell into my lap at the time that it did. And because I started changing and really working on myself, I attracted my now husband, Patrick Baum. Some of you know him. And it has been the most, I mean, I don't want to get emotional in the beginning of this, but he has just really been such an amazing husband and amazing father to my children. And now we get to do this together. And you guys, my girls, because I now have a another daughter, they write affirmations. They're working out. They're taking supplements, and so our family, our children, our friends, they're watching what we do. And what I mean, is there anything else in the world that will allow you to have that much impact on so many people? And so I am forever grateful that that lady and introduced me to the business because I am a changed woman. The woman that I was 20 years ago is not the same person talking to you today. And so I'm going to talk to you tonight about customers and what I have been doing that has allowed me to work. I, I was working my tail off to get to Blue Diamond and get on trips, and I felt like I was just constantly on my phone and not there for my children. And so I decided to switch things around. But before I start, I want to make sure that all of you know something really, really important. Because what I'm going to go through doesn't matter if you don't have this kind of like a baseline of who you are. It is really, really easy, especially when most of us are on here. We probably use social media some way in our business that we see people doing things and we see people growing and what they're doing. You have to stay true to who you are and what your mission and purpose is. And it is so easy to start comparing. And then you start feeling bad. And when you feel a certain way, it is you cannot build this business. You will not attract the right people. And so when things are slow and not going well for you, I want you to look at how you're feeling about yourself and your business. Because you may think that you are like, oh, I'm doing all the right things. I'm inviting people, I'm getting my shout outs, I'm selling product. But how are you truly, what is the inner dialogue that is being said every single day to yourself? Is it negative? Because I'm a pretty positive person and I'm like this. And I find myself days saying, why isn't this happening for me? And when you ask those type of questions, you are not in a flow of abundance. So I just want to make sure that that is like something that you, if you walk away from this tonight and you get nothing, I hope that you know that it is a practice to be in a abundant flow of everything is happening to me as it should and it's coming to me as it should. So, and that's a whole other topic, Robert. I could talk hours on feelings and abundance and all that stuff. Um, so let me just share with you, when I started the business, I was like all just anti-aging. Okay, I was doing Lumi and firming cream and all those fun things. And I took the supplements, but I wasn't a Pharmanex girl. I honestly was a little scared of it because I felt like I didn't know enough about it. However, I recently went through a transition in my life where I am going through perimenopause. I see women on here. If you're not in perimenopause or postmenopause yet, it'll be there, trust me. And if anything, I hope that you take some notes. So I was going through a really tough time in my life of all of the symptoms that you can think of. And so I started diving into the Pharmanex side. Of course, I was taking Youth and Life Pack and Meta and all those things, but I introduced a product called Astera. And I quickly started feeling much better, changing some things. I started doing some biohacking, and if you know that buzzword, it's amazing of just changing some things in your lifestyle and your daily things you're doing. It'll blow your mind. But I started creating a community, and I started showing up on my social being me. And here's the key thing. You have to figure out how you are going to talk to not everybody, okay? Because when I was trying to talk to the girls that were in their 20s or 30s to sell a Lumi, and then I wanted to sell to the girls that, maybe needed firming cream, and I was literally trying to sell to everyone. And when I dialed my focus in and was laser focused on this avatar, okay? If you please get out a pen and paper because I'm going to help you guys with some things. Um, you have to know who your avatar is. Okay, Lindsay's got her pen. Good. Because when you are selling to everyone, you're missing out on the people that you truly can talk to. Okay? So, I had to figure out what was my passion and what was the story that I was going to tell over and over and over. And it was the story of the feelings that I had, not necessarily when I make a post. I am not trying to say, this is the product that you need, and this is what it does with all those checks. No one cares about that. When I switched it to talking about a feeling, for instance, I'm going to talk about, let's just go through one that's a very big issue right now, which is gut health and fatigue and bloating. I go in with a feeling of this is how I felt, so that when my person, this woman, sees my post, she goes, that's me. I feel that way too. And then she may not even respond to that post right away, but she's watching my stories, she's watching my reels, and eventually she reaches out to me and says, I'm at my wit's end. So those are the type of posts that I make, and you can do this with any product, including the business. But you have to know who your avatar is. And I've talked with my girls over and over and over, and some of them still are like, I don't know. And so you have to figure that out. If you do not know who she is or who he is, and I'm talking detailed. How old is she? Is she a woman? Is it a, or are you selling to also men? And what is her pain point? My community of women, the pain point is she is so sick and tired of having zero energy. I'm tired of my clothes not fitting. I'm tired of seeing my belly bloat that I am still going to the gym and I'm eating pretty good. Why do I still feel this way? So that it's a feeling. Robert, you're unmuted. You got a question?
Yeah, yeah. I think it's just good to clarify when you say avatar, you mean like your online persona and branding,
Yes,
or what
but
message that you're trying to convey on your social media.
correct. But it's who is this person? It cannot be a girl,
Right.
maybe a woman that's in her 20s. It's seriously so dialed in that mine is literally 40 right now. She's 42 to 52.
Oh, wait, hang on. So this is actually my question. When you say avatar, it's who you're trying to, who you're projecting or who you're attracting.
Who you're attracting.
Ah, see, I got that wrong. By the way, I said
Attracting.
Mark earlier on. I meant Buzz. Sorry, I got my uplines mixed up. I meant Buzz Kroner. I said
No,
Mark
you said
earlier.
Buzz. You said Buzz.
Did
You were
I?
right. You did. Yeah. Yeah, you said Buzz.
Okay, I need more supplements for the brain health. No,
You're
so
good.
it's who you're attract. Okay, okay. So I got that wrong.
You're-
When you were talking just now, I was thinking, who am I trying to? I mean, what is my brand? But you're saying
So,
who do you
okay.
attract? Got it, got it.
But let me say this, because some people, a lot of us are, because what you just said the word brand,
Yeah,
and and that is, you do want to build your brand, but you do not want to show up on your social as a person who is selling a product or selling new skin.
right.
If you should be able to go look at your downline, your people, and start saying, I don't want to know that it's from new skin. I want to literally be able to look at someone's post and be like, she's not selling a product. She is selling a how she is helping people with what is it? Like for me, it's a woman that is so tired and she's tried everything. And so here's another, so the pain point, okay? So your avatar is details of the person, right? That's the avatar. What are the pain points that these people have? So I'll get off of perimenopause for a second. Let's do firming cream.
Yeah.
You literally could do this with any product of, let's just say the firming cream is a woman that she doesn't necessarily need help with cellulite, but she has side sleeper lines and she has tried everything. And so, what are some of the roadblocks that she has? Well, I have tried all these other products and they never deliver. And so, how can you make a post or a reel or a story that is getting to the pain point of all of the roadblocks that she's had of I've spent hundreds of dollars on finding something that I could work that is simple that I only have to put on before I go to bed, right? Because now I'm getting to that avatar of a detailed mom who is busy. She doesn't have time to go to see an esthetician. Am I making, am I, is the light bulbs going off? I can raise your hand if you're like, okay, I get where she's going. Yeah? Or put in the comments.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. Um, that is really, really important when you are making the, because when I shifted to this and I stopped trying to sell to everyone and I quit selling, I started sharing just feelings of that avatar of this woman that I needed to get to. How can I get to her? And when you do that, when you take away just trying to sell and share, which is what we need to be doing anyway, because then more people are going to be attracted to join our team. Because I just had a lady today, I offer her the business, and she's a customer of mine that I stepped back and I stopped being at a place where I didn't have time to talk. I started getting on calls with people that have my subscription average literally is 2 to 800 in volume because I have kits that I sell. And let me tell you or share, when I talk to these people, it ain't one product because I find her pain point. I let her know that I am here for her and that I'm going to be with her every step of the way so that she knows how to use it. It's a money back guarantee. And by the time I upgrade her, she buys all four. And that is not just doing scripts. No, I used to do that. Trust me, it did its purpose for a while, but if you've been in the business for, 5 to 7 years, I feel like the scripts are gone. You have to be more personal. So I get on phone calls. I know about her husband. I know her husband has Crohn's disease. And guess what? Now he's on product as well. And when I offer her the business, she trusts me. And so now I just had a conversation with her. And she said, Tracy, I did three other things before and I sold and I never did well. I said, this isn't selling. This is sharing, and you're going to be able to share your experience that you're having with these products that are helping you, with your perimenopause and menopause. So,
Let
you're,
me
you,
just put a pause in there before you
yeah,
move on because I think it's an important point. When we were talking yesterday, I said, let me put a pause on that because I want it to be recorded. You were saying that it used to be before you really didn't want to spend too much time talking to someone because you wanted to get to the next, get to the next, get to the
Mhm.
next. But now it's the opposite. You spend a significant amount of time with people. Could you just share what is the mindset in the past and then now? Although you've gone through it a little bit, but just a little more, please.
My mindset in the past was I felt like I wasn't building relationships. And because I had a goal or a pin title that I was trying to reach. I almost felt like I was turning and burning, and I wasn't really truly finding ways to build these relationships with people. And I love it now because before I'd be like, oh, I don't have time to talk. And now I love it because I'm truly finding out what these women need and that they know that they have me as a person that really cares, that I'm not just some other person selling them a product and hey, if check in with me later. Like I'm not doing that. And I have now that I have time, because how many of you in this group are your follow-up game is meh, right? I would say probably at least 75 to 80% of people in here. Because I was just like turning and burning. I really wasn't even following up to make sure that they were taking things correctly or using the firming cream correctly because I just was selling and I wasn't building this true relationship. And so this community that I have created, it feels so good. And so let me one of the questions that you said is how did I start to build the community? Well, I talk about the same thing really. And you can do this with any product that you are so passionate about. Now, trust me, I know that it's hard to have one because I mean, I don't know about you guys. I can't even tell you how many products I use today. I use everything with New Skin. But when you get super hyper focused on what your target is, for me, it's helping women with perimenopause or menopause. Maybe for you, it's gut health, like or the Loomis spot. It doesn't matter. Whatever it is, there's also things that trickle down in it that you can also, but trying to sell all of the products, in my opinion, doesn't work because then you're all over the place and you're trying to sell to everyone and it's hard to really build that. So I stay super hyper focused on that area. And so then I started building a Wednesday Zoom, and I've got a couple of my girls on here, and Jason Harris does this with me too. I highly encourage you, whatever your focus is, it doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman, but that you create a day where people can come together and really learn more details about the products. So let's just say you're going to go Pharmanex. There's so many Pharmanex products. And you can zero in and let people know tonight we are going to talk about Meta, and you dive really deep into Meta and you get all of your customers on, they bring friends, you make it fun. That has been such a big deal for us. And I can't tell you how many women are like, thank you so much. People are craving community. And, I know there are men on here too, but, most of us are on here are women and we're selling to women. Okay. Like that's what we're doing. They are craving community and someone that is going to be honest with them and someone that they can have to tell them, hey, you need to make sure you're taking your supplements. I'm gonna keep checking in on you. Are you using your Renew Spa? Just giving them that guidance and helping them along the way. And so my subscription points are high. I can tell you right now, I've never felt so ease, grace, and flow because of what I've built with this community of talking and finding out. So let me back up a little bit because you asked me how I get high points. Before, I was using scripts. If I made a post and Sally said, hey, I'm interested in the Meta, I would have a script and it said, da 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 da, and here is the cost. I don't do that anymore. I say, Sally, I saw that you saw my post. You're interested in the Meta. Can you tell me what piqued your interest about Meta. What are you wanting to focus on? Because then if she tells me yada, 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 then I can give her pictures, I can give her testimonies instead of just not finding out what her pain point is or her need. And that has been huge because then I almost every time upgrade to something because I'm not walking away with just one product. We have too many products that she needs to have some sort of kit. So that is getting into conversation with people, finding their pain point, and having a relationship. I feel like the way I came in through social, I was not building a relationship. It was all about me and it was all about just get products sold. I was not taking the time to build a community, and it has been a game changer. Um, so I and you asked how I found which products to incorporate. For me, because of my the experience that I had, I am so passionate about the perimenopause and what that's done, for me. But you literally can do that with any product. Let's just say that you had such a great experience with the Luma Spa. You need to be talking about that all the time because that is your passion. And then you dissect it into, hey, did you know that we also have collagen? And so getting your customers on a sticky subscription, which we all know collagen is the best, and getting them in the Pharmanex line of products that they're going to use every single month is the best way to go. Let's see, I got a question down here. So I think I answered all the questions that I printed this out. Did I miss anything?
Hang on, Tui. I'm going to allow everyone to unmute. Uh, so Tui, you can actually unmute yourself and ask that question on camera. Let me pin you. There you go.
No,
Huey.
I don't want to talk. I just want to write. But
No.
thank you, Rob. Hi, Tracey. Oh my gosh, like I've been taking so much notes. Thank you so, so much. What are your top products for perimenopause and menopause, please?
Yeah, teach us the
Yes.
protocol. Teach us the protocol.
Yeah, so let me can I walk you through how the whole thing goes? It's like typically for me. So typically I would either do a post or a story. Those are my top ways. And then of course, my VIP group is like the best place to share things. But I share that story. I don't go into why they need the product. I go into the feeling of my avatar of a woman that has done everything. She's at her wit's end. And when she messages me, I straight go, that first question is, "Hey, Sally, thanks for, reaching out. You saw my comment or you saw my post. What is your biggest pain point? Like what bugs you the most in your symptoms?" And then she gives me a story. It's usually, oh my gosh, I have hot flashes, have night sweats, I'm tired, I have belly blow. I mean, she's saying all the things that are happening, to a woman and what I went through. And I respond with, I know exactly how you feel. I felt the same way. Can I leave you a voice clip because I want you to hear my voice? And I tell her, I say, listen, you are not alone. So I go into feeling because I think it's really, really important that you just don't go straight into what the product does because she is tired and she's looking for a solution. It's the same thing with the business. So I hope you guys are picking up that everything I'm saying is tied to business or any other product. And then I tell her, I said, can I, and I don't just say, I'm going to send this. I say, can I share with you what's been working for me and what has been working for so many women? When she says yes, then I have a board that I created of my top products. Okay, and here they are. You ready? Number one is the Astera. Astera is the transition line for women that are going into transition. Astera 2 is for perimenopause. Astera 3 is for postmenopause. And so that one is plant-based. It's basically plant-based hormone therapy. And I'm going to tell you right now, women that are going through this, and my avatar, okay, not everybody, but the women that I speak to do not want to get on hormone therapy. It is risky. You have to keep going to the doctor. And if they misdiagnose you, you could have some serious problems. My second product is the Meta and Biome combo, which is going to help with their gut, resetting their gut, and then it's also going to help with inflammation, which is very, very big in perimenopause and menopause. Inflammation is huge. And then my last product, which is my ultimate favorite, is youth. And the reason why youth is so important, and this is key, people, and a women and all of us, but our brains are the largest organ that gets oxidative stress. And dementia is a very big problem. The top three killers for women is type 2 diabetes, dementia, and heart attacks. And so the way that I lean into this and help women is it's not just going to help them with the symptoms. It is going to protect them. And I really hone in on, do you know anyone that has died from these three things? And it's always a yes. So, can someone put in the comments? It's Estera, Estera, Meta and Biome, the combo, and youth. And almost always they get all four. Yeah, so Estera might be only in the US, but I'm gonna tell you right now, I am making a movement. It's on back order, and I truly believe it's because I have started this,
I
whether or
believe
not it
so.
happened. Well, I'm just gonna believe it, and I'm gonna make this so big that they have to put it in other countries.
Yeah, actually, Tui, Estera was just recently taken out of Australia. It's been there for a long time. They just took it out because it wasn't selling. But I'm sure if you
Oh,
guys,
it's gonna sell now. I'm gonna tell you.
yep,
I think it went under the radar because, and this is why you have to have such good relationships, because when I first started this supplement, I took it for 4 weeks and I was like, oh, it's not doing anything, and I got off of it. It really is that 6 week marker.
6 week, 6 weeks.
Yeah, 6 to 8 weeks is like that sweet spot. So that's why you have to be in conversation with people. But I know we're getting close to time. So to put a pretty bow on this, I think the most important part is not necessarily the product, because even if you're not focused on this women's stuff, you have to share a feeling of what you went through and who you want to be attracted to you. And that's not going to come from trying to post the way everyone else posts, or posting, like the business of, hey, I have this great business and it's, check free opportunity, check no kits. Stop doing that.
Well, why do you say stop doing that? Because it doesn't work anymore, or
I'm not saying it doesn't work. I'm saying what I find
right, right,
is
right, right.
that people are looking more for a story, of a feeling of, oh my gosh, I feel that way too. So let me give you an
Yep.
example. I made a post about taking pictures with my daughter for her graduation.
Mm.
And I told a story of how I used to miss things with her when she was younger, and that my oldest, never got to be with me, and that I found a way through this business, and how blessed I was that I was able to be on a mountain watching her take her pictures. But I didn't say it's free to join. I didn't say anything. I said, if you're looking for, if you're at a place where you feel this way too, let me know, drop me a message, it was
Okay.
something like that.
That's my number one takeaway from you. Guys,
It,
I just want to share one thing. Sorry, Tracy, but just to build on what you're saying, I've been consulting with a lot of not just in networking, but you see in my wall, I've been doing a lot of business networking and talking to people in different industries, and they all say the same thing. In today's world, the two top things that all brands, just big business and even us, it's community and authenticity.
Mhm.
Everyone is trying to build that. Like Nike's building their community, all brands, Coke, all the big brands in the world, they're doing two things right now: community, authenticity, and we apply it to ourselves. Yeah. Sorry, I didn't
Agreed.
mean to
No,
interrupt.
that's spot on, and that's where I feel, because if you're using social, which everyone should be, everybody's selling something, and it's like it's a really a red ocean out there of who, looks the best, and sometimes that's why I wanted to say at the very beginning that you have to know who you are, and you have to be okay with telling the story, the parts of you that are vulnerable. The parts of you that you feel like you don't want anyone to know, those are the stories they want to hear. They want to hear how you suffered. They want to know that this was hard for you. They want to know, I was scared to do this. And I tried everything, or I've done this before. Like telling the story. I mean, how many of us have been to an event and we heard a story? I mean, we're here in the US, and we're hearing so many people talk about Tui's story, and because it gets to the heart. It's the same thing with the product. You have to get to the heart, the pain point of someone, instead of just trying to sell.
Tracy.
Stories sell.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, first of all, I want to say, uh, you look amazing. For a 35-year-old, you look really good.
You're funny. My oldest son is 28, so that's funny.
I didn't realize we're about 54 people on the Zoom right now, and it's quite. Are you
Fantastic.
on gallery view, Tracy? You want to look at
I'm
gallery
on
view?
gallery, yeah.
Oh wow! So you see how many people are listening.
Wow, yes,
Um,
I do.
I have two questions, no, and then if you have a few more minutes, we'll open up to a few more a few questions.
Absolutely.
Question
Yes.
number one: are you still focusing on Facebook, or have you expanded to TikTok, Instagram, or are you on one focusing on one platform?
I I have been in dabbling in Instagram. I built mainly in Facebook. And I will say this because I heard this on a podcast, and Lindsay knows what I'm talking about. And he said, if you have not mastered one
Yeah.
platform, you have no business going to another.
Yeah.
And that I would say I agree that you have to become successful in one before you really start trying to venture out and build the other. I'm not saying that you don't start doing things, but you kind of have to have one. And I think I think it was Carla Hill, but she was referring more to not doing more than one business. She said you can't ride two ponies and expect to win the Kentucky Derby. And I feel like and that's the same. If you think about that in all areas, it's like that's why I feel if you really hone in, and I mean, Tui's doing like her focus is mainly meta, yeah, right? It's mainly meta. When you have a focus that's like, I'm going all in on this, I'm going to be a freaking expert. I feel that your business will explode because you're not trying to do all these things. So it's the same thing on platforms. If you try to be everywhere, it's really hard. Now, once you establish, I think you start dabbling, because I've started dabbling in YouTube a little bit,
Mm.
and and then LinkedIn. But I did LinkedIn before because I was a recruiter, so I already had that platform going. But I feel like you need to be super established in one, like get to Blue Diamond Team Elite, and then start dabbling in the other
Yeah, I
area.
mean, even so, it's all about the eyeballs. So it's really how you maximize one, I think. And
Absolutely.
even on Facebook, though, you have, and I want to go back now to Facebook because I really looked at your wall. So you have your albums, right?
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
want to understand the logic of the albums. And then on Facebook, you have the posts, we have the stories, we have reels. Where do you spend your time on in Facebook?
Um, I try not to spend too much time on reels because they if you can't get a reel done in like 5 to 10 minutes, it's too long. So I spend a lot of time on building engagement with people and finding people that I would want to invite to the business. So instead of just scrolling, I'm looking at profiles and finding people that I'm like, man, I really want to talk to her. And sometimes if I'm not ready, I'll put her in my favorites so that I can start engaging with her a little bit more so that she sees me.
Wow.
You can have up to 30 favorites in your Facebook.
So how
So
how how do you engage for the first time?
So I just say something like, like, I try to find people who are like me.
Yeah.
Like, are they traveling? Are they posting about their kids? Are they doing selfies? Are they posting their outfits? And so those are the people that I talk to. And so I ask questions like, where'd you get that outfit? Oh my gosh, it looks like you're having so much fun, wherever you're traveling. And then if I'm not ready to like invite yet, obviously, because if I don't know her, then she goes into my favorites. And it's a great way to have like your prospects because you can change them like as much as you want, up to 30 people.
How do you invite them to the business?
So if I get to a place where I'm ready, I'll just say something super flexible. I don't like try to overthink it and I really hone in on what she's maybe posting about. But if
Yeah.
she's posting about traveling, I'll say something like, "Hey, I just saw that you were in, Mexico. Looks like you like to travel. I actually have a business that allows us to earn trips. Have you ever thought about checking out what I'm doing? Would love to tell you what we have going on." Something like that, something simple.
Okay.
Um,
And the albums that you posted on your Facebook profile, could you share the logic on those?
Yeah. So when people are looking at your profile,
Yeah.
they go and look at those things. And so if you have, firming cream or collagen, they can go in and look at all of the stories that you've posted. So those are really, really important because it's like your highlight reel
Mm.
of, especially in Instagram, because then you can post like all of your trips. You can post, a new product launch or the renew spa, all the before and afters, because people go look at that.
Okay. Now for the gallery, we have time for one or two questions if anyone wants to ask. You can all unmute yourself. Feel free, unmute yourself and just fire away. Yang? Okay, I'll just wait a second. No? Okay. If we can, Tracy, I'm just
Questions? Come on.
I know.
I have a
Actually,
question.
I have like 100 more questions, but I'll save that for when we're offline. But whoever wants to go on camera now, let's just take a quick picture. Whoever
Oh,
wants to
there was
go on camera.
somebody said they had a question.
It
Oh
was
wait, who?
me. Someone else was asking a question, so I can ask it.
Oh, Tui. Yeah, yeah. Go, go, go.
Yay, Tui!
I thank you so much. So, Tracy, any tips for like any leaders here who are struggling to keep their circle group, like keep like that consistent volume?
Um, I feel like it really comes down to having those meaningful conversations. And what is this and having a system, because I feel like a lot of people think that they have a system and or they've been doing this for a long time and they're not doing the basics. And because I know for me, you get wrapped up in going for a pin title, and you forget that there are customers that maybe you really haven't followed up with. One of my girls is on here. She's like, I followed up today with so many people, and I found so many holes. So for me, whenever I feel like I'm not doing well or if my circle volume is down, which honestly, it's been a long time since I've ever had that issue because I've just had, I've had like seriously, my subscriptions have been really good I'll tell you, when I got married to Patrick and I saw that he had subscriptions, I was like, whoa, what is this? How I needed to learn that because I didn't learn that. I was just like turn, like I keep saying, it's turning and burning. And when you can get people on subscriptions, I feel like the way you do that is through meaningful conversations instead of having a transaction because you truly are taking the time. And every single month, it just keeps getting better and better because now that I've gone to Pharmanex, it's like a whole new ball game.
Yeah.
And anyone that's on here, if you are not a Pharmanex person and you take the products but you haven't been talking about it, do not be scared to just go
Oh,
because I was scared and I thought that I needed to talk a certain way, but I let it go. I was like, I'm just going to go with it. And I just kept saying things or I kept watching videos. Um, and it just got to a place where I started learning more. And I'm telling you, the Pharmanex side is the best for subscriptions.
oh yeah. Yeah. I'm actually a Pharmanex guy.
Did I answer your question, Tui? Okay.
Yes, thank you so much.
Chewy, on behalf of your group, do you want to ask another question?
What do you say to customers to get them on subscription?
I
So
love
here's
that
how
question. That's
yeah,
a really good
perfect.
question.
So what I tell my people is I'm like, look, if you are really, and it all comes down to the conversation, if you really want to take care of XYZ, you need to put this on a subscription because it needs to be taken monthly. And when you get busy, you're going to forget to get it ordered and then you're going to be busy because I'm a busy mom too, and then the next thing you know it's 2 weeks out and you still don't have it. And the only way to get rid of XYZ is that you have to take this every single day. If you put it on a subscription, you're going to save. I'm going to give you my price. That's where I let them know if you get on subscription you're not going to pay retail. I give them my cost. However, I don't get with your own upline because everyone's different, but that's how I get my subscriptions. Um, and I don't know what the perks are in y'all's areas,
They
but
Australia has, yeah.
okay, so whatever the perks are, you list them. And then I always I say, listen, I know you have subscriptions for, Netflix and all those other things. you you can do this as a subscription because it's going to save you money. You're not going to have to miss on your product. And and then whatever the perk is, because here in the US, we have some amazing perks. And if you have to, make up your own. Literally, like you can do anything. I would say if you get on a subscription every third month, I'm going to put you in a drawing for XYZ because you can do anything for your customers. And
Nice.
that's what I would do.
This is my last question, Tracy. You've
Yep.
been in the business uh, long enough to see a lot of evolution in how we do the business.
Yeah.
What do you see is the future of New Skin on how we do the business?
Well, especially coming from I did everything social. I was afraid to talk to people. You're gonna have to get out and talk to people.
Wait, when talk to people in real life, private
Real life.
message?
Real life. Like you cannot be afraid. And
Oh,
if you are a homebody, you got to get
mhm.
out. You got to get to the gym. You got to be a part of a community.
Yeah,
And trust me, and I'm saying this with the most sincerity. I was like this. Like I literally was like I have to be on my phone. And it wasn't it just it's that's not what's working anymore. I mean, I
yeah.
don't feel like it's complete. I mean, it is, but I feel these meaningful like interactions with people, especially with we know what's coming for those that know what
Right.
this is.
That is a person to person thing.
Yeah.
You know,
Tui,
sorry.
Tui has one, I'm sure.
Yeah. No, sorry for
Yeah.
laughing, but it's just that I've been in the business so long, and to hear someone say you got to meet people in real life is wow. You know, it's like I can't believe we've gone so far the other way that we'd have to go back, here. But yes,
Yeah.
we have to go back to real life. Well, I was going to say something else. The scanner real life. No, it's really good advice. That's really, really good advice. I forgot what I was gonna say. And then of course we have India. No, okay, that's
Ah,
what I was gonna.
India.
Yeah,
Woo,
India. That's a big one.
that's a big one. That's a whole other topic.
Yeah, yeah. Wait, I know I'm gonna regret it if I can't remember.
Well,
Okay.
while you're trying to remember, I'll say with this as we get close to closing.
Yeah.
Um, especially because I am so inspired by TUI. Like I just hope you know, like every single day, and there's people on my team who are here. I think about what you went through, and it just gives me so much hope. And so that is our business, is that we are hope dealers. And we can talk product and customers all day long, but if you are not inviting to this business, and every single one of you have a story, and you're on here because something changed for you, and whether it was a product or the community or the just the business alone, you you are a part of something so big. And I think when Robert and I were talking a couple weeks ago while we got on this call, I think I said something that kind of sparked you to get on. Is it's like it may not feel like the best time because some of you may be in a position where it's like you don't even know how you're still here. That's that's your freaking story. So get up and put your big boy panties on, your big girl panties on, and you go out there and you talk to people because what is going to happen with New Skin? I don't even care when I get no's. I'm actually good, great. You're out my freaking way because I'm going to find people that I don't have to convince that are going to see this because it's going to be the biggest thing we have ever seen. And all of you on here, are going to be a part of it. Prism and India. It's the trifecta. I
Right,
wrote
right.
it's
Yeah.
the trifecta. It's Prism.io, India, and what is your passion? What is your pain point that you're giving people? How are you serving? That's it right here, the trifecta.
Well, actually,
Let's
the one thing that stuck with me, Tracy, when we were talking last time was I was really trying to figure out how do I uh, maximize the comp plan, the new comp plan with people who are builders. So I was really having a hard time trying to figure it out. But you gave me the answers that when they sign up as members first, and then the first purchase is on as a member, and then
Yep.
they convert to brand affiliate. I go, okay, that's
That's
it.
what I'm doing. I don't know
Yeah.
what, again, get with your upline, but that's what we're doing is because I don't want to waste time. I just want them to get their product ordered and we're building with kits. And it's like I am so dialed in because I hear the story of Tui. I hear other people. I'm like, if she can do it, I can do it. Every single one of you on here, I don't even know what your story is. I don't know how down you are, but I'm telling you right now it is the time. And so you're going to have to like go to bed tonight and wake up and say, I'm a new freaking person and I'm going all in. I don't care what your paycheck was last month. I don't care what happened to you yesterday. It's a new day, and we are going to be a part of the biggest story. That's what's so exciting to me. And so when we're talking to people, I am like, you need to get your kit. You need to get your LOI. This is the trifecta, and it's a business that is a money back guarantee. There's no other company like that. I'm
I'm
all
in.
sweaty
Okay, you
because I'm
got me.
pumped
I'm
up.
signing up under you. You convinced me. I'm gonna sign up under you.
Good, let's go.
And with that, okay, guys, let's take a group picture if we can. Let's go on gallery.
Turn
Oh,
your cameras on.
turn your cameras on if you can. Oh, 2 pages today. Very nice. Hang on.
I'm
Okay,
going to turn
let's.
this on when I can.
Yeah, okay, smile. Okay, that's page one. I got to take picture of page two now. One more. Okay. Okay, all of you, if you want to unmute, Tracy, on behalf of everyone on this call, holy moly, holy moly. I know that you have been through a lot, but I want you to know that today, you inspired all of us all over the world. I
Oh,
I got goosebumps.
I'm so glad. I'm just blessed that we get to do this together. And I feel like I know there's probably and like I'm such an emotional person. but there's probably someone on here tonight that maybe, oh, there's Lenny. That
Hey,
there may
Aloha.
be someone on here that maybe today was the day that you were like, I'm done. I'm going to quit this business. And you got on the call and it turned it around for you. I hope that this inspired you to just don't let where you're at feel like that's where it is going to be, because it's not. It's just part of the journey. So if you're down, embrace it, because your story is going to be so freaking incredible that you lifted yourself back up and that we are a part of the biggest thing ever in New Skin.
Thank you, Tracy. We love you.
Love you
Inspiring.
too.
Okay, everyone. Hi, Aloha. Good to see you again. And with that, everyone, I'm wrapping up this call. Thanks, everyone. If you want to unmute, say hi to Tracy before we go. Cheers, everyone.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you,
Tracy.
Tracy.
Bye, you guys. Thanks, Robert.
Thank you, Tracy.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tracy.
Thank
Thanks,
you,
Rob.
Tracy.
Thank
And everyone.
All my Aussies. Love you guys.
Love you.